Los Angeles police are investigating the shooting death of rapper Notorious B.I.G., also known as Biggie Smalls. He was gunned down early today. The rap star, whose real name is Christopher Wallace, had just left a Soul Train Awards party and was sitting in his car when a vehicle drove by and someone opened fire.
You know, some of some of his associates, I still want to strangle them.
Something gotta change. I don't give a if Pac gotta die, Big gotta die, or Suge Knight go to jail.
In the world of hip-hop, the names Biggie Smalls and Tupac Shakur are legendary. Their lives cut short in a hail of violence that shook the music industry to its core. For years, the circumstances surrounding their tragic deaths have remained enigmatic, shrouded in conspiracy theories and unanswered questions. But now, in a revelation that will send shockwaves through the industry, Biggie's mother, Valletta Wallace, steps forward to expose the chilling truth about the man at the center of it all, Diddy. In this expose, we will delve deep into these startling claims that could rewrite the history of hip-hop, uncovering the hidden secrets and controversial events that have long haunted these two iconic artists. Get ready to unlock the untold story as the dark shadows of the past are brought to light. Biggie's mom, Valletta Wallace, didn't have the best things to say about Diddy. She spilled the beans during an interview with The Breakfast Club, admitting that she often felt like strangling some of Biggie's pals. Can you believe it? Some of these friends still give her that urge to strangle them. Apart from Biggie's mother, his wife, Faith Evans, has also made her own claims. She said,
"Well, we know he was, but we believe that the LAPD knows who's responsible."
While these statements may not necessarily stand up in a court of law, Diddy's ex-bodyguard, Gene Deal, has shared similar insights regarding the situation. He mentioned that it was his fraternity brother who introduced him to Miss Wallace, recalling,
and had told her, ask Gene Deal. My fraternity brother said Miss Wallace. I know Gene Deal, that's my frat brother. I'll get in touch with him.
Additionally, Gene Deal revealed that Miss Wallace had asked Puffy about them, but Puffy swiftly denied any knowledge of Gene. She explained that she had been searching for me because the police had advised her, ask Gene Deal. When she inquired with Puffy about Gene Deal, he responded with, I don't know. And as if that wasn't enough, Gene also chimed in on how Biggie really felt about Diddy in a recent interview. According to Gene, their friendship wasn't as tight as Diddy makes it out to be. Biggie knew Diddy was taking more than his fair share. They weren't that close, really. In fact, Biggie used to poke fun at Diddy. But here's the twist. They needed each other in a business world. Biggie needed Diddy and vice versa. But it was a business deal at the end of the day. Diddy was taking from Biggie, and Biggie was taking from Diddy.
Big used to always clown him. You understand? You know, but Big needed him just as much as he needed Big. And I think that it was basically just a business type situation. But they were cool. But Puff had robbed Big, and Big was robbing Puff.
But wait, there's more. Gene spilled the beans that Biggie had plans to reclaim his publishing rights from Diddy. Diddy was swiping Biggie's earnings and controlling his publishing and marketing. Diddy saw how Biggie was cleverly shifting his publishing into other people's names to keep Diddy from taking more of his hard-earned money. But Biggie was playing the game because he wanted his publishing and marketing back, which he'd essentially handed over to Puff.
Puff was robbing him and had robbed him out of his publishing and his marketing. Puff seen how Big learned how to put his publishing in other people's name to stop him from getting the money that he was owed. But Big had to play the game because Big wanted to get his publishing back and his marketing that he had sold out to Puff.
Gene also let slip that the late rapper was making moves to ditch Bad Boy for a massive $60 million deal. He said he saw Biggie's Bad Boy contract when he was entrusted with guarding Diddy's briefcase during a flight. It detailed Biggie's earnings and regular increases of $250,000, but Diddy still held on to his publishing income. When Gene questioned Biggie about it, the rapper spilled the beans about his new deal and the huge stack of cash he was about to make.
Yeah, Big had a contract, and what happened was when me and Puff rode on the plane coming back down there, Puff gave me his briefcase and everything like that, like, yo, here, like, me carry this shit. Say, all right, motherfucker, I got 5 hours, 6 hours on this thing. Let me see what's in the briefcase. And then at the end of the contract, I was skimming through it. At the end of the contract said, we're gonna discuss about you getting your publishing and your marketing back. And I think the contract was for so many years for like 62 million, it comes out to like $62 million.
And he believes Biggie's mother too, because the way he explained the whole murder scene, it sounded like he wanted to pin it on him.
Because it seemed like Big wasn't gonna go to the vibe party. But every day, man, you going to the vibe party, we gonna do that. We gotta go there, man. We gotta go to the vibe party. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go there.
Gene understood that if there were ill intentions towards Biggie, the vibe party presented the ideal opportunity for an attack. Additionally, he revealed that Diddy had made prior arrangements to avoid being in the same vehicle as Biggie, which he believed was a measure to ensure his own safety. Gene couldn't help but scratch his head over this one. I mean, seriously, why put the car in park when you're just waiting at a red light? That's not your typical move, especially for a crew with some gang ties, and given that Tupac had met a tragic end just a few months earlier. Gene was all like, what's up with that? It's just one of those eyebrow-raising, head-scratching details that keeps this whole thing feeling extra mysterious.
That's crazy to me. Because, brother, if you waiting at the light, you don't put the car in park. Especially after your friends them had blew the light.
Fans seem to align with Gene and his version of events on that fateful night. Some are convinced that Diddy played a role, noting his hasty departure from California right after the incident and his decision to separate from the rest of the crew. They questioned why he rode separately when he used to accompany Biggie, and why it was crucial for Gene to ride with him. The urgency was emphasized with Diddy's warning, either get in or you'll never work for Bad Boy again. Furthermore, fans wonder why the car was already parked on the side of the road, seemingly waiting for Biggie to arrive, and why Diddy was in such a rush to be in California 6 months after Tupac's death, with minimal security. Fans have been speaking up about this situation, and they've got some strong opinions. One fan pointed out that Puff wouldn't be where he is without Biggie, and if he couldn't have Big, nobody could. Another fan mentioned how Biggie's daughter wasn't invited to the Bad Boy reunion tour, suggesting it reflects poorly on Diddy. A third fan found it odd that Biggie always talked about Puff in a business context, unlike the more personal way when he talked about people like Jay-Z. And yet another fan noticed that Diddy was noticeably absent from Biggie-related events and tributes. In a separate interview, Gene spilled the beans that Diddy lied to Biggie's mom about not knowing him because he was afraid Gene would reveal the truth about what happened on the night Biggie was killed. Fans are calling out Diddy for pretending to care about Biggie. One fan expressed their suspicion that Diddy might have set Biggie up, the same man who helped him reach his current status, and they concluded, trust nobody. Another fan noted the silence from Diddy regarding Gene's claims and stated that Gene is speaking the truth. A third fan recalled how Miss Wallace, Biggie's mom, didn't want Diddy to exploit her son's legacy anymore. Back then, Diddy talked about how much he missed Biggie and was deeply involved in all things Biggie. However, it now seems like that was all just propaganda. That might also explain why Diddy didn't attend Biggie's 50th celebration in New York. Valletta Wallace, Biggie's mother, didn't hold back in her book titled Biggie. She shared her belief that Diddy used her son for personal gain. In her words, "I'm relieved that my son doesn't have to see how the very people he thought were loyal would use his mother. I'm glad he's not here to witness how they've exploited his image and name. I used to tell Christopher to not trust Sean Diddy." What's even more revealing, Valletta detailed the amount of money her son received when he signed with Diddy's label, saying, "The truth is, Christopher was enticed with the illusion of a friend and mentor for about $25,000. That's the sum Puffy used to lure my son. It was a significant amount for a 19-year-old Christopher. He had never seen that much money all at once in his life. It was enough to make my son believe that Puffy would do anything for him, enough to buy unquestioning love and loyalty." Valletta also expressed her frustration with how the investigation into her son's has been handled. In an interview with the Daily Mail, she shared the pain of knowing that her son's killer is still at large. She believes that the LAPD knows who is responsible for her son's death, but suspects a conspiracy is preventing the case from being solved. She stated, "I have a very good idea who murdered Christopher, and I genuinely believe that the LAPD knows exactly who did too. They've conducted their investigation, but they refuse to move forward. I don't know why they haven't arrested those involved. It appears to be a massive conspiracy, with someone being protected down the line. I won't find closure until the murderer is behind bars and facing justice. The speculation surrounding Diddy's involvement in Biggie's murder is quite intense. Some even believe that it wasn't Biggie who was the intended target, but Diddy himself. Gene Deal added fuel to this theory by claiming that he has evidence suggesting that Diddy was the real target on the night of Biggie's killing. According to Deal, there was a hit planned on Diddy, set to occur after a party at the Peterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles, where Biggie was scheduled to perform. Diddy's security team reportedly got wind of this plot and moved Diddy to a hotel, leaving Biggie behind at the museum. The hitman apparently mistook Biggie for Diddy and opened fire on his SUV as it left the venue. This theory isn't entirely new, as Jaguar Wright, the neo-soul singer and former member of The Roots, has also made similar claims about Diddy's involvement in Biggie's death. In a recent interview, Wright alleged that Diddy played a role in Biggie's murder, information that she had gathered from individuals close to the situation. She explained that Diddy had a motive for wanting Biggie gone, as he saw the rapper as a threat to his own success in the music industry. Jaguar also discussed how Diddy had benefited from Biggie's death. Moreover, Diddy has been capitalizing on Biggie's name for longer than Biggie was alive. It's been over 25 years since his passing, and a Biggie Smalls verse remains highly valuable. So what happened to the commission and that album? It was recorded, being mixed and mastered when Biggie tragically passed away. It was supposed to release that summer after Biggie's album, which was set to drop just a week and a half before his untimely death. The commission was supposed to be Biggie's transition from bad boy to launching his own company, but it ran into problems. Biggie's legacy as one of hip-hop's most iconic figures remains, and his death on March 9, 1997, continues to be a controversial and mysterious case in modern history. Now, Valletta Wallace, his mother, became a vocal advocate for justice, relentlessly working to uncover the truth behind her son's murder. She publicly implored anyone with information to step forward and assist the authorities in solving the case. In addition to her pursuit of justice, Valletta assumed the responsibility of managing her son's estate and preserving his enduring legacy. She established the Christopher Wallace Memorial Foundation, which focuses on providing educational opportunities for children in Brooklyn, the place where her son grew up. Despite the lack of closure in the case, Biggie's impact on the music industry and popular culture is undeniable. He blazed a trail for countless artists who followed in his footsteps, and his influence reverberates through the work of artists ranging from Jay-Z to Kendrick Lamar. So, what do you think? Comment down below and let us know. If you liked this video, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be the first to see my next video. I post updates like this every week, where I uncover the secrets of your favorite celebrities.